Hey there, it's Dan here from Flexxable, and in true Christmas spirit, I wanted to give you a small gift before you enter the Christmas break. And recently I recorded a quick video with my account manager Graham on how we slashed our cost per lead by up to 50% with a few simple tricks inside the Facebook Ads Manager. It's some training that we recorded. You're going to love it, and it's something you can implement very quickly without any kind of major tech skills or anything like that. So please do enjoy, and Merry Christmas.
Okay, all right, so let's get started. How Ryan slashed his cost per lead from $60 to $12 in life insurance without coming up with any new angles or hooks. We can see here this happened a couple of weeks ago. It's probably about a month ago, a little less than a month ago. We had a call in my Flexxable group, which is my high-level mastermind. If you people don't know what that is, or you want to talk about it, then of course just hit me up afterwards and we can talk. But it's a small group of about 20 or so lead gens that are just to scale up a little faster. So Ryan broke down his age brackets: 30 to 39, 40 to 49, 50 to 59, and his cost per lead went down overnight from $60 to $12. And he wasn't paying attention, and he massively over-delivered to his client, which is a good problem to have. So it worked super well. Same thing with Andrew. He posted the same day, had a great week, just shy of 8K in profit. This is a guy that works out in New Zealand. Crap week last week, introduced some new creatives, but no success so far. So this is, to let you know, this is, it's not going to last forever, what I'm talking about here today, but it is going to give you a nice bump, and you're going to have other problems like, fatigue and stuff like that, as you always do with Facebook. But this is a really nice way to force yourself to write some new creative and get things going. So we had a couple of really quick, fast wins, which is what I want you guys to get. All right. Before we get started, does everyone have a copy of my cheat sheet? I believe you probably should do, most of you. If not, Graham's added a link to that to the chat box. So you can download it and read it. So what we want to achieve from today's call, I want to give you an understanding of your new campaign structure setup, an understanding of how to write ads for each of your age brackets, a game plan to get everything you learned today implemented, and we want to have your CPL getting smashed, hopefully by more than a half within 48 hours. But any kind of win's a win, right? And then we're going to talk about some ideas to spin copy using Jarvis.ai, which is an incredible tool for copy and Facebook ads. And then next steps if you want to scale faster with Flex. So some of you might know I'm an ex-basketballer. This is me at the Commonwealth Games in 2006. So I like to move fast. If I didn't move fast on the court, I would get dunked on. So I tend to use the same kind of philosophy in my business, and we get stuff done fast here at Flexxable. If that's not you, that's fine, but please take notes, because there's not going to be a recording of this replay. Be Q&A at the end. But I also think that it's good for people to understand that everyone sits on the bench at some time in their career. Michael Jordan got cut from his high school basketball team, right? So keep an open mind with what you're learning today and try new stuff. That's what makes a difference. So before I share a bit about me, and then we'll get on to you, 8 figures in leads sold. Flexxable.com is the original pay per lead training program. We were the first. Been around the longest. We're still here. We're going to be here for a very long time to come. Multiple figures, doing 6 figures a month. And teaching. Our teaching is based on results, not guesswork. Okay, so what I'm teaching today, for example, is not kind of pie in the sky stuff. We know this works because we see it every day. All right, so what I see from some Facebook lead gen struggling with, what I see them struggling with, of course, we've got the business model. Some of you on this call might still be chained to retainer contracts that don't incentivize you. You're at odds with your client. This is the problem with retainer contracts, right? They pay you a fixed amount. You want to do the least possible work that you can to get them a result for that money, and they want you to do the most amount of work they possibly can get out of you for that money per month. All right. So it doesn't kind of make sense because you're at odds. Performance-based model means that if you're able to get them results and get leads at a good price, they'll just continue to scale. And I see this all the time. Clients coming in with uncapped orders. And if your leads work, they're like gold dust and they will scale to the moon with you. All right. Also, I see a lot of lead gens reverse engineering competitors' funnels and expecting to get better results. I see people using one hook or angle into the market and expecting that to work forever and complaining why prices are going up and the ads don't work anymore, banging their head against a brick wall. Facebook blaming rising costs and iOS issues for poor results. I see that quite a lot. And when we have an ad that's working, expecting it to work equally for all age brackets. It's an important one, a little hint of things to come today. All right. So now I know some people on this call are smarter than the average lead gen. And I know most of you have some ads that have worked, that could still be working or might have fatigued in the past. Most people I speak to have got stuff that's worked, all right, for them in the past or is working now. It just stopped working. So I'm not going to spend long on the next few slides, as today's training is how to scale, hooks that's already working or has worked for you in the past. But let's use, car finance as example. All right. Got these ads up here, no deposit options, got bad credit car finance specialists, been declined elsewhere, no deposit, CCJs, default arrears, considered IVA, bank for self-employed, tick, 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 tick. Let's get everything we can in there, bad credit car finance. Nice little slideshow video or, similar one here. Everyone considered IVA. We see these ads all the time. The problem is they're very samey. When you start throwing everything at the ads like this, and it's just kind of benefit, then they're very samey and it's kind of a race to the bottom. It's very hard to stand out. And there's some very big players with very deep pockets that are just going to outspend you. And it's going to be hard for you to compete in this space. And as an agency owner and a small business owner, you're going to have to be smarter. And I think a lot of you know better, but you need to come up with better angles into the market. We call that sometimes a niche within a niche, and that's spitballing. You can have car finance for mums or car finance for electricians or car finance for contractors. You keep going. And then you come up with car finance for business owners. So the business owner angle is interesting. I'm a business owner and I actually have learned recently, and I've actually taken up this offer through one of my students actually in Flexxable, who's a car broker, and it's easy to buy an electric car inside your business than outside your business. So I want a new car. So if you can run ads for that type of stuff here, targeting perhaps a business owner that doesn't know that you can buy EVs for half price and there's all those government grants, then suddenly you've got a new hook or a new angle that a lot of people haven't seen or been doing. Okay, and that's when you start really winning when it comes to cutting through the market, getting great quality leads because they're specific, and getting people that are excited to pick up the phone rather than the other way around. So if you can show a result and solve a problem for the consumer, then we have a great hook. Some business owners can buy their car inside limited company and reduce their tax bill at the same time. It's a quick survey will show you how. There's 5 million business owners in the UK. So who wouldn't love this ad, right? And that's a big part of what we kind of teach here is figuring out new angles and hooks into the market. That's what really helps. Okay, but I'm not going to talk too much about this today because you guys already have hooks that are working and have worked in the past. So let's get stuck in. Please do not be fooled by how simple this is. Okay, if it's complicated, it's almost never works for long. Right. So if we look at typical campaign structures, I'm not saying that everyone does this, but it's fairly typical. Okay, you might have a CBO campaign, might have an ad set here, you might have an ad set here and an ad set here. With targeting one, it could be lookalike, it could be interest, could be, whatever. Okay, targeting 1, targeting 2, targeting 3. Usually have all of the same age brackets in each one, 30 plus, 30 plus, 30 plus. And then you have the same 3 ads in 1, 2, 3. Okay, same ads in each ad set. And the idea is that you figure out kind of what's working, and then kind of push it a little bit from there. Okay. And what typically happens over time is that got your CBO, you got your 3 ad sets. What happens is most of the spend starts going down here to one kind of ad set, and you'll figure out that one kind of ad has done the best. I'm just saying it's ad 2 here is the one that's done the best in this scenario. Okay. So the new campaign structure, and hopefully I don't miss anything when I say that, is that we want to get you guys after this call today to be able to create a new campaign. And I want you to use ABO, an ABO structure, which is ad set budget. So you can force some spend down these 3 avenues. And I want you to take your best targeting, which was targeting 3 here. Let's say that's, let's just for instance say that it's broad. Okay. It's all males over the age of 30. All right. Let's say targeting 3 is all males over the age of 30. So you would have ABO here. You'd have your 3 ad sets, all males all over the age of 30 to 40. And then you would have all males between the age of 40 to 50. And then all males between the ages of 50 to 60. And you could have another one down here that are, 60 plus or whatever. Okay. Then what you do is you take your best ad, and this is pretty simple, guys. You create your ad 2 that's worked, your hook, your angle that's worked here in ad 2, and you create variations. You might have the original ad in here. You might have 2A, 2A, 2A. Okay. But anyway, you take that ad and you create variations that suit that age bracket. And we'll talk about how this works and give you a real life example in a little bit. But so then you have the same hook going for each age bracket, but the language, the imagery is tweaked slightly. Headline, the copy is tweaked slightly to suit that age bracket, which means that you're doubling down on what's working. The simple concept here is to focus on what's working, starting with your best audience and also your best ad. All right. And then doubling down on what is working by writing a lot more ads based on data. Okay. This is a problem I see a lot, is that people just get lazy when it comes to writing new ads. And what I'm teaching you today is going to force you to do that. And when it forces you to write more ads, good things start happening. And it's not guesswork either, because that's worked in the past. And this is all that Ryan and Andrew did. Okay. Sometimes there is simple little hacks that make all the difference. Okay. This is how Andrew went from, making a couple of grand a week in profit to 8 grand pretty much overnight. Okay. And having his best week. It ran for a week and then it started to fatigue again. Okay. Took them less than a day to smash their lead volume and profits to unprecedented levels, just doing this one thing. And I'm sure you have questions about this and how it works, but let's have a look at some ads. Okay. And I actually took this from the Facebook ads library today. And I kind of, it's not like I wasn't aware that these guys were doing this, but it is, and it's interesting that I'm doing this kind of chat today and this Q&A today and show you what they're doing versus what we've been doing for a while. Okay. And what we've been teaching for some time. So you can see here that these guys are taking it to the next level. Tom.co.uk is an insurance company over here in Australia, in the UK. I wish Australia. And they're targeting, if we go back to what's happening up here, their targeting is literally 43 only. So they've got lots of different ad sets. Okay, it could be a campaign per age bracket. But I had a look in their ads library. They've got one from 30 to 31 to 32 to 33 to 34, all the way up to 50, I think. Okay, so they've got ads that when people are, I'm 43 years old, which is the one that I saw. So they're very specific on who they're writing ads for and their imagery. You're not allowed to call out in the copy here, where you can kind of get away with it, but with some targeting or some ads. But I'd kind of put it in the imagery if you can. And you can see why it's effective, right? But they have made a few mistakes, which I'll come to in a minute, all right? So if it was me, they've got exactly the same copy here, exactly the same for every ad, and they've got exactly the same here for every image. The only thing they change is this little number here, okay? So what I'd be doing, and what I want you guys to think about, if this makes sense, is to, if you were you can break it down to individual ages if you want, or decades. But let's say their best ad for 30 to 40, the copy is that it's important that you act now. Here's why. Every 22 minutes, blah, blah, blah. The UK loses a parent they depend on. So we launched tom.co.uk, gave cover 50,000 people or whatever, right? So this copy here is probably applicable to, I think, someone that's it's probably got a smaller child, okay, or a recent child. It got me thinking of what's another kind of life-changing event that dads have that you can use as a kind of slightly different hook. And then I was thinking, what about when the kids go off to university or leave home? All right. So you could use pretty much exactly what's working here, with some slight tweaks to the copy. So dad's sending kids off to university. It's so important that you're acting it now. Here's why. Every 22 minutes, a millennial in the house, I don't know what that number is. Okay. A millennial in the UK loses a parent that depend on for financial support. That's a big worry, I guess. If the parent dies and the kids are at university, how are they going to continue to support themselves financially? And then I didn't change anything else. Family of worst happens even if the kids have left the nest. All right. So it's slightly different copy, but it's the same concept, and it's going to speak to the different age brackets, because this person here isn't really someone that's, maybe there's a smaller percentage, but they're unlikely to have such younger kids, or it could be 50 to 60. I'm not sure. I'm just using it as an illustration here. I haven't thought too much about it, but that's the concept I want you guys to understand. Does that make sense? Okay. To see how this works and how you can come up with a crapload of variations of your equivalent of your ad to, or equivalent of this ad here that's clearly working for them. All right. And you want to do the same thing with the imagery. Tom, for example, has used big, heavy text copy in their imagery, but for example, you might want to try some images of, families with young kids versus, a parent waving goodbye to their kid as they got their suitcases ready to leave home and leave the nest. All right, completely different audience, completely different stage in that person's life, which means they need to see completely different ads. Same hook can work, but tweaked slightly to match their situation. Okay, so let me know in the chat box if this kind of makes sense for you guys. It's given you a little bit of a few ideas for what you're doing. Alexander said yes. Ali said yes, certainly. Jeffrey. It's pretty simple, isn't it? Use data to segment. Nadim's saying yes. Chris is saying yes. It's all simple stuff, right? It's all simple. You don't have to be a genius to figure this out. Key is to be able to. Benoit, Michelle's saying yes. All right, everyone kind of gets it. Good. Okay, so something else as well. Now we've kind of covered what this looks like, and I'm going to don't know if I can transfer ownership over to Graham. Let's see, panelists. So, all right. So Graham's here with me, and I want to show you a really start pouring fuel onto the fire with your ads. Okay, once you've come up with this concept, and how you can kind of segment your stuff out and be able to show ads to the right people with the right imagery and copy, then I want to show you how to pour fuel on fire with your ads, and it's called Jarvis.io. And I'm going to hand over to Graham to show you how to really scale your copy chops using the machine. Okay, so over to you, Graham. I'm going to stop my share and I'll let you go to it.
No worries. Can you see my screen, Dan? All right?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Okay, nice to chat to you guys. So yeah, I'm just going to quickly just demonstrate Jarvis. And I mean, one of the big problems being kind of like a media buyer is getting those creatives quickly enough to be able to put it into your account and actually see changes from it. And it can take a while to think of different ideas and write different bits of copy. And what Jarvis can do is basically take some of your best bits of copy and kind of spin different variations, so you can get variations up a lot quicker and test quicker, which is going to help with what Dan's just spoken about there. So I'm just going to show you how to do it. So basically, this is a dashboard. You just go to templates, and then you can do a headline and the primary text, which is the main body text. So I've already populated this here already. We did it for the example Dan showed, which is tom.co.uk. And it's quite simple. Just pop in a little description of what your offer does. You can change the tone of voice as well. There's plenty of options from professional to witty. I think you can do Joe Rogan as well, which is a random one. So that's a great tool to use if you wanted a certain tone. I'll just put a W in there quickly. And then you pop your examples of headlines that have worked well. So I've just popped one in here. Now, just for speed, so you're not too bored watching me do it, I'm just going to generate 2, but you can generate 20, 40, 50, 100. It's up to you guys how many you want to do. And actually, I'll do a couple more of those, but very good. So this spins loads of headlines that you can kind of trial if you want to. So you can throw away ones that you don't like. Let's just put this one in. And then basically you have a spreadsheet here, which you populate with these. Unfortunately, sorry,
this is our spreadsheet, right?
Yeah. All right, that one.
What's Graham showing you how to do here is how to spin 30 different headlines and 30 different bits of copy that goes above the image or the video in the Facebook ad, then combine them together and be able to upload everything in real time into Facebook without having to kind of manually do it. Okay, so anyway, I'll let you crack on, Graham.
Yeah, so we'll do 3 for now, and we're going to do 2 bits of ad copy. So I'll just copy those over so we can put the ad copy, 1 bit of ad copy with each headline. Just to show you, you go back to templates, and then you go down to the primary text, and this is where you can pop in your best performing ad copy here. It allows you about 600 characters, so you can just pop that all in there. Again, with the company name and the tone of voice, and then this can generate different variations of that ad. Just let it spin, and you can do as many as you want. And then it's just very, very quick to basically write all these ads and get them up into Facebook. The only shame is they don't have an export capability yet. So I'm hoping they get that soon.
That Facebook secondary text that came up with that, that's weird how it says the Facebook secondary text. But yeah, Tony's just said, how good's the copy? It's incredible. Like this secondary text, I'm not sure what that's there. That's unusual, Graham. But
what's the secondary text?
Do you see one of the spun things that you've got there?
Where's that?
Facebook secondary text 39 seconds ago. The one, the option up.
This one here?
Yeah.
Got you.
You delete that one. You delete that one.
Yeah, you would delete this bit. Yeah, what it is best to just check through them sometimes. A lot of them are absolutely brilliant, but there'll be a few in there that don't really make sense, and you want to discard. And I believe Jarvis have just announced that they're going to start refunding credits for irrelevant copy.
Yeah,
good. Yeah, they've just dropped a couple of new membership packages which allow you to do that. But yeah, so basically you just have the same ad there for each headline you spun, same ad, same copy here for each headline you spun, and you can do it for as much as you want, for as long as you want, and then you use this template we've got here to upload into to Facebook, which basically populates all the ads in the correct ad sets, and then
show us how that works very quickly, mate. Just starting from the left.
Starting from the left, yeah.
So the row, the columns are the different fields within Facebook Ads Manager, right?
Yeah, and the ones that have got all this writing in are the ones that are needed to be able to upload. So you have to put something in these fields, which normally I've got a drop down, so they're quite easy to fill in, basically. And then you just add your copy here, and I think the cheapest version of Jarvis is about $29. I think it is a month, which can be 20,000 words. So you can get a mega load of ads out for that amount. Yep. And it's working really well. And as we've touched on, do check the copy first and just make sure that it's okay. But most of it, I was actually quite shocked at how well they did it, basically.
Yeah, it's really good. And you can also upload the images and stuff there as well from that spreadsheet, right? Or is it from that spreadsheet or separately?
Yep, you have to put in the document file and also upload them with the spreadsheet when you import it into Facebook.
Yep. Okay. So Graham's just shown you, for those of you who struggle to write a lot of ads and a lot of copy, he's shown you how to, it took him 3 minutes there to create 10 different ads with copy that he didn't write based on what was working. And it would take him another 5 minutes to do another 100 ads. And sometimes stuff just catches. So it's quite a powerful tool that doesn't rely on you kind of writing stuff out yourself. It's pretty cool, and you can do the same. The other thing, I guess, Graham, I'm just going to take the screen back.
No worries.
The other thing is that doesn't just work for Facebook, right? If you have YouTube scripts, if you have some slideshow videos working on YouTube with a minute or 90 seconds long, you can just spin 100 of them and get 100 different variations up if you've got a good little video editor that can just do one every 10 minutes or whatever, and that's how you win quickly as well. So there's this wasn't the point of the training today, but I did see inside our account that we can give away 10,000 free words to people who want to give this a go inside their free. I think it's a free trial as well if you want to give it a go. There's the Al.lee. I'll leave it up there for a sec.
I'll pop it.
Graham's popped it in the chat as well. Thanks, mate. So you can get that through our affiliate link if you want to give it a go. But I see a lot of chatter about this in the lead gen space, and it makes a lot of sense, right? It just does. It's a great tool and cheap as well. So if you need help with the spreadsheet stuff that Graham was talking about, and you kind of get a free trial through our affiliate link, and you're able to send that to Graham at flexdigital.com, he'll do a little bit of training for you on how to use the spreadsheet and how to just supercharge it and get things going a little faster. Sure, he can handle that for you. So there you go, guys. Give Jarvis a go if you haven't done already. All right. So it's pretty short and sweet today. I really do hope that you've enjoyed the training. Before we get into questions, if you're looking for a next step with the Flex team and the community, here is how we can help. All right. There's usually a few things that people struggle with. Could be sales, could be angles for their offers. It could be their funnels, their landing pages, segmentation and their quality, or it could be traffic, just over-reliance on one traffic source. All right. If you want help, usually the lead gen, the agency has problems in one area. Okay. And inside our Flexxable community, Paper Lead Blueprint, we're able to help in each of those areas and help you double down and get you focused in where you want to get to. We have weekly calls with myself and Graham where we can run through stuff like this and give you ideas. We've got matchmaker services. People can build your funnels for you. You've got media buyers in there. You can post your ad copy and your hooks and your angles. You can. There's over 750 lead gens inside that mastermind. We've got black box campaigns in all different types of verticals that you can use and swipe the funnels. We have niche Wednesdays where we put all of our reverse engineering of all the different industries and angles into a spreadsheet that just goes on forever. Not to mention it's a great JV opportunity, community that just kicks ass over there. There's been, many people doing 100K a month in lead gen. So the investment to get involved with this is, there's a lot of people that are already inside that are on this webinar. I know some names there, but the investment is incredibly reasonable. So think about if you get just one pay per lead client doing a grand per day in profit, which is 30K per month. What is that worth to you? Especially if you can let go of 10 $2,500 retainer per month clients off the back of it that are driving you nuts and clogging your calendar. You'll be happy to know that we have a payment program to get started, Flexxable. And you can get started today landing your first or more pay per lead clients with our help for just $780. Now, if all you did was land just one pay per lead client that was netting you $500 per day, wouldn't that be worth it? We do this without risking any of your current client revenue, and we'll show you how to do that. Now, obviously, I can't show you everything inside this video today that you own inside the Pay Per Lead Blueprint program, and you probably have a few questions, but here's how you can find out more. Thankfully, it's not a breakthrough strategy session. You have to wait 4 days for, although we can jump on a call if you want to, of course. And we need to know if you're a good fit, because the better the fit, the faster results. And unlike so many other so-called gurus, if you're not a good fit, I wouldn't want to take your money. So we can, that, by the way, that's a payment plan of $780. You can get started for that, okay? It's not just a $780 investment. So I just wanted to make that clear. I probably should have had a look at the slides beforehand, but check the slides beforehand, but that's the first payment for you to get started. So if you do want to chat and figure out whether we can help you scale, then you can send us a WhatsApp message. This is new for us. We've got a new WhatsApp business account where you can just chat with us faster rather than worrying about having a really long and laborious strategy session and 45 minutes and all that type of stuff. We've got myself or Nat on the chat. We can chat to you and see whether or not we can make that difference for you and help you scale. So reach out on that. It is a landline number in the UK, but it will work and it will get you straight through to us for a chat. So thank you, guys.